Hi, welcome back to another Hour with Crowder. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and ding the bell so that you can get all of our latest podcast interviews every Tuesday. We got Rick Rock and You Don't Stop in the building. We got Malik Anthony, the devil advocate himself. We got E on the board. We got Heather in the cut. And we got me, Crowder. And we about to get into some topics. How everybody feeling today? How? Let's tell me.
So everyone's looking at me because I don't feel well.
Exactly.
Because I don't feel well.
We all thought you were going to throw up.
I took the loves of my life, my babies, out to dinner, and in an effort to eat healthier, I got sick off of a Caesar salad. But I'm here. I'm not contagious. There's no COVID. It just was a bad damn $15 Caesar salad. So we're good. Let's go.
Do you think that, honestly, I feel like it got cross-contaminated. You know, a lot of those people in those back kitchens are dirty as hell.
I used to be a restaurant manager. And yeah, it's bad.
And it's probably cross-contamination.
It's bad.
Probably exactly what I said.
Don't go out.
But
food poisoning.
I do take a lot of supplements, so maybe things just didn't agree. But hey, we're here.
But you here.
I'm here.
And I appreciate that shit.
I love being here.
We ain't even in the first one. We lost.
I feel like this is what I was born to do. So I would rather be here.
So what's up with you? Explain to your audience why the fuck you wasn't here. We already lost. I can say fuck now. We already lost. I already cursed in the first 2 minutes.
Start over?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm not going to make it through that intro, bro.
Did I curse?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Last week some things came up. Had to make a quick trip to the hospital. Nothing major. I'm here.
You in the hospital last week. She sick this week.
I'm
coming. It's me next week as fuck. It's just going to be Malik and Rick Rock.
I ate some ginger and I feel better, so it's minor.
Whew. Okay, well, it's been talks around. Actually, this was a thing that happened pretty much last year when Trump was in office. Critical race theory. This is actually something new for me because I have not ever heard of this theory, never heard of this thing ever before until it just kind of came up in the media. And I was like, I watch Candace Owens. Yeah, shoot me, kill me later, whatever, fuck off. You know, she says some good points. I do. I like her. She says some gems from time to time. The only thing about her I don't like is that she doesn't think systematic racism happens. That's my only thing about her.
I can't fault you. I feel like I said in I believe one of our shows before, like you can always find some gems just talking to anybody. Like I disagree a lot with Ben Shapiro, but
I like Ben Shapiro.
But when you write, you write. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like it's like it don't matter who. Sometimes people hate who it's coming from.
Yep.
And they want to, because of who that person is, they want to invalidate said fact or so forth. But yeah, so I don't listen to Candace too much, but if you say she got some gems that you can pull from, like I guess okay.
One of them that every black person really low key agrees with is that the absence of black fathers in the household is one of the biggest problems that we have in the black community. And she harps on that really bad. But that's what brought me to critical race theory. Mm-hmm. Anybody know what critical race theory is before I pull up the definition of it?
I had opportunity to look it up. And I'm paraphrasing here. They break down that racism is not, it's more than just dealing with an individual. It's actually structured in our everyday living. As an example, in the 1930s, there were some places where they made an outline in the city where in that specific district, there were mainly black people, and they were below a certain living wage. So because of the outline of that place and where it was, they made it so where the banks didn't have to give them loans or anything like that. We even deal with that today, where because of where we are, we don't get as much help or assistance as other races would. I like it. I think it's very appropriate that we have it in our school system so that way the kids have knowledge of the United States. Whether it's good, it's bad. If it happened, it happened. Like why are we trying to keep this knowledge from the children? And even people my age, older, and so forth. Like it's literally a part of fucking history. Like I don't see what the big deal is.
What did you get from it, Rick Rock? Did you look it up?
No.
Okay, well, the definition of it, according to Google, because I always want to cite these places because it's not my thing about it, because I have a whole different outlook on it. But critical race theory is an academic movement of civil rights scholars and activists in the United States who seek to critically examine the law as it intersects with issues of race and the challenge mainstream liberal approach to racial justice. So basically what Malik was saying, it basically breaks down everything from, like you said, race isn't just black people hating white people. It's literally bigger than that. It's a whole system that can oppress you.
Like how some laws are written, like you can even talk about like the difference between the cocaine and the crack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
that's one of them for sure.
We talk about those laws and so forth, and how a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And it wasn't until recently where politicians began to admit, you know what I'm saying, and say, okay, well, yeah, damn, like, okay, well, we'll send a black person to jail for years over crack. But if a white person gets caught with cocaine, they don't get as much time. And it's literally the same damn drug.
Yeah, just a couple of molecules off. Mm-hmm. That's it. My thought about critical race theory, and I've went back and forth in my head about it, because when you read it, I'm like, yes, America, about fucking time. Y'all ass been didn't need to did this. But it's like, I know that the government will weaponize it.
How so?
I think that they're going to weaponize it for a race war. Because if you're a white person that isn't racist, and then you have to take these critical race theory classes, and you're like, wait a minute, and because if racism is, according to this structure, it's embedded in every white person. It's embedded in every system. It's embedded in every single thing. Racism oppresses black people or minorities. Okay, well, from there, I'm like, if I'm a white person that isn't racist and I'm actually an ally with a black person, I have to take these classes, and then I find out every little single thing that I do according to this definition is racist, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not racist. I'm actually an ally. Like, y'all got it wrong. And then they're like, see, that's racist right there, that you think that you're superior to black people, that, you know, you're not even racist. And it's like, no, I don't think that. I'm actually an ally. Like, I don't even think that at all. And then my second thing is that, why do we keep taking things from the government? Why do we keep doing this thing with the government, this sick relationship that black people have with the government? You know, like Charlie Brown, where Lucy and Charlie, she get the football and then she kind of take it away. Mm-hmm. I think that that's what black people in the government is, bro, is that they give us something and then they take it away or weaponize it. I do think that this is going to be weaponized against us for just one of those reasons. Like, either the first reason that I said is that it's going to create a race war where people that are white that's non-racist is gonna feel like, okay, well, if every little single thing that I do is racist, then to hell with it. Or it's gonna be, or I feel like, why do black people keep on sitting up here taking stuff from white people? Why we keep taking, not white people, because I gotta be really careful with that. It's not white people. It's the government. The government is pitting us against each other, white and black people. They made white people think that they were superior, and then they downed black people. So honestly, I feel like this is going to create a race war, and I feel like, why do black people keep begging the government to care about us when they've showed us time and time again that they don't care about us? If we owned our own school, critical race theory wouldn't even be a conversation right now. It just wouldn't, because we'd be learning our own history. We wouldn't have to depend on, for lack of better words, white schools to teach white kids about black history, about oppression, about all that. And me, honestly, I feel like if you're white, you've seen Harriet Tubman, you've seen, Black History Month, you know that people is out here oppressing black people.
Yeah, but I really feel like the younger kids, like, I can say for people that's my age, like 40 on up, like, I would like to think that we're all knowledgeable about our history.
Yeah.
If not completely satisfied in our knowledge of it, we have some grasp of our black history. I'm not sure if the children that are like 15 on down are as knowledgeable if they don't have like their parents are like telling them about their history, because I'm not sure if schools today are giving as much history and knowledge about black people as we would want, or when I was in school.
I'm telling you as a parent that they're not.
So that like
I went back to the second point. If I feel like this is a blanket to put over the real issue, which is financial freedom for black people. So it's like symbolism, kind of like the James, what is that guy name? James? The Botham James Street.
Botham John. Right?
Ooh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
We don't need to.
Jesus, please.
We don't need to
me.
mess that one
Yeah.
up.
but what is financial freedom for black people look like to you?
Financial freedom to black people, for black people, to me, is owning our own schools, owning our own grocery stores, owning our own hospitals, money to do that. That's what financial freedom to me looks like, because those are pretty much the steeples or the staples of a society. If you get sick, where you gonna go? The hospital. If you need education, you need to go to school. You need food to live. Grocery stores. I think that, and that's why I say it's a blanket. It's a blanket for the real conversation, which is them not giving us the money that they owe us, reparations, which we will never see, because.
And what is reparations to you? Because I'll let you know, I personally don't feel like, you should just get a motherfucking a free check, because I feel like niggas ain't gonna do shit with it but just spend it on some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and then put it back into the economy pretty much.
So
and they would just give it back to them. I think that that's a very complex question to ask, because of course, to someone that has money, like a black person that's already successful, well, money isn't really anything to them, or not already have money, but well off in life, probably like make $60,000, $70,000 a year. Money, I don't really want money. Give me some land. And then to someone that's younger, that's actually going to school, hey, give me free college. And then maybe someone that's like me, just a regular person doing whatever, hey, I want the money. So I think that Black people as a whole, we got to get together and figure that out, what reparations is for us, because everybody has their own idea of what reparations is to them, but they're never going to give it to us because we're never on the same page.
And then like who would get reparations? Because I ask this because I'm a firm believer of, okay, like one, every black person during that time wasn't a slave.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally against that.
So it's like, so how do you depict, or like, hey, well, my ancestors were slaves, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and there was a nice percentage of people during that time that weren't slaves. So it's like, okay, well, we just giving out checks just because you black? And if that's the case, like, how much percent of black do you need to have in you to get a check?
Honestly, I think that they do have the science to go back, but they're not, and they're probably not, because they would literally have to unburn all of our history to figure out who's who. They've already destroyed so much of our history that we don't even know who's who anymore. And then we've mixed races so much. And then, you know, a couple of African people have come over, a couple of Arabian people, a couple of Puerto Rican people have came over that look black. They black. They're black. So I totally agree with you with that. And then if you want to take it further, okay, well, who started slavery? Who sold off who?
I mean, and
so it's like, you know, like I said, I think that that's a conversation. Now, I'm not saying like that we don't need reparations and we're not owed it. We're definitely owed reparations. We built this whole thing up. At least the people that we know was here. And unfortunately, we don't, because all of the history is either burnt, buried, or gone.
Yeah, like I feel like we are absolutely owed something, but I think them just like, hey, well, we just gonna give everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, some money. I would completely disagree. Now, some land, maybe free college, not having to pay taxes, stuff that I can see, wonderful ideas, completely with. But yeah, all right, we're gonna give every black person, you know what I'm saying, about $30,000 a year. We're gonna just give you like one payment of $100,000. I don't see us as a people really making, doing anything really good with it. Like, I know a bunch of motherfuckers that's just going, oh, shit, I'm finna motherfucking buy some keys with this shit, or I'm gonna buy some Jordans. Like, I'm not going to invest into my community or businesses and so forth. We're not on a.
Yeah, I don't know what reparations is about, honestly. I just don't think that it's something to really pretty much talk about, because we don't really have the history and behind who's who just yet. You know, so it's either figure out the science in behind it and the history, or give every black person a check, which that's not going to happen. And honestly, I wouldn't want that to happen, because then that means that every, and no offense, but every non-foundational black person that has come here between the 10-year span can basically get a check.
If you got a black person in your life, you got a drop of black blood in your DNA, pretty much. Yeah, hey, I qualify for a check.
Yeah.
Like,
but to my point about critical race theory, I think that critical race theory ultimately probably isn't good for right now, because I just have so many questions. Who's going to be teaching this class? Is it going to be white people? Is it going to be black people? Is everybody learning this? Is just white people learning this?
I think like, everybody should learn this. Like, every person should be aware of the history, because I personally believe, like, I don't look down on the young kids today that get on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. Like, I think a lot of these children are so innovative. They are our future, and they're looking at our problems, and they're figuring out how they're going to make the world better for them in the future.
Yeah, but it's critical race theory one of those things that's going to make it better? Because, okay.
I think so.
How come?
Because
just saying that your races are just saying that, just telling a racist that they're racist and this is the reason why you're racist.
But
is that really is that a guaranteed change?
Every white person is not a racist, and I would like to think that. So should those
people go to critical race theory classes?
I mean, if you're in class for it, Like you really don't have. I mean, it's your class. I mean, as long as you're aware of it, you know what's going on.
Yeah, but I don't see what that's gonna do, and this is my problem with it because I have so many problems.
Some people are so oblivious. Like period. Like you will have some people in your life or who you meet at work that can be so green and so innocent and don't have interaction with black people as often. Like the most interaction they may have is like, oh, like watching them on TV and stuff. They don't really know the history of it. So if I'm just thinking like if you can deal with that or see that within like a person that's like 17, 18-year-old, and it's not until they reach that age to where they really start interacting with black people, I think if they were to be knowledgeable of it more when they're coming up, going through school, they won't have certain outlooks.
I don't know. I like I said, I think that it's gonna be weaponized, and I think that it's a blanket over the real issue, which isn't. I feel like this critical race theory is like teaching white people that they're bad. All of them, all you guys, all your ancestors were bad. You know, and I don't have a problem with that. Whatever, I don't care. But my thing is, what are you gonna do with the information? You know, if
once you know better, you do better.
No, not everybody, because not everybody. So it's like, okay, well, you know, I know that my ancestors did this. I know that my ancestors did this. I know that they built up this whole, you know, system to oppress these people. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. Because my daddy owns this and that's where I'm going to go work. And I don't care about whatever. So what good is critical race theory if the knowledge that's being taught is not applied in life? That white people don't care about.
But you have to give them an opportunity. I mean, because like I said, like these are, and at least to my knowledge, these are courses that they're trying to teach the kids are in like elementary school, middle school, and high school. In college,
yeah, but
like, I feel like
but younger kids are not racist, bro. Like one.
Okay, but hold on, wait.
Like
now,
a
see,
3-year-old,
okay, but
4-year-old, 5-year-old.
If you have parents at home that have this ideology, and they're saying certain stuff about black people, oh, like niggas ain't shit, they all fucking lazy and shit.
Okay, let me.
Hold on. That's all you see and hear. Until you get up into an age, you probably move away from home, like 18, 19. You may start working with a black person. You start seeing like, well, damn, like all this shit that my mama and my granddaddy said about black people is not even fucking true.
Yeah.
When I was in school, they didn't teach me about none of this shit.
Okay.
I didn't know about the fucking civil rights and shit. In my town, I ain't see no motherfucking black people. All I had was the info that was passed down from people who were already racist. So my thinking is just what I've been taught. But and I'm not saying it'll work with everybody, but if I'm in a place where I can get correct knowledge of history of people that can combat the bullshitting that I'm hearing, maybe it'll make me a better person as I get older. Like I said, it may not help for everybody. Some people are just too deep. Hey, my grandma, my daddy, everybody fucking racist. We hate niggas. That's just what it is. Fuck it. But some people are like, oh well, damn. Okay, it's a light goes off.
Okay, so can I switch that? Can I switch the race? Critical race theory. Mm-hmm. Let's say that because you went to a very valid point, is that it's something that's taught first. We all know we get all of our lessons from our parents first, mm-hmm. before we even go off to school. So what if the races are switched? Mm-hmm. What if it's a black person that's telling their black kid, man, crackers ain't shit, and then they have this negative outlook on white people, and every time that they see white people, it's like, oh, crackers ain't shit. You know, they're racist. They're doing this. They're doing this. Wrong. So do they need critical race theory?
I think they have critical race theory like every day in school.
How come?
Because everything that we learn about in school is talking about white people, the accomplishments. And of course, like you hear about some gory shit, like, oh yeah, they fucked up the Indians, like they dropped a bomb on the motherfucking the Japanese and shit. But let's talk about the presidents, the monuments. Let's talk about all the diseases. Like, so it's like you hear it every day about like critical race theory, like of how awesome white people is. And,
but that's not what critical race theory is about. Critical race theory is about teaching how the system is oppressive. So it's not about black or white or this or that. It's just teaching how America is oppressive. So you're going by the stances of, well, if a kid grows up in a household that's racist, then critical race theory can save their mind about how black people really are and how the system oppresses them. But what if a black kid is grown up in a house that is also quote unquote racist? Because I really don't think that black people can really be racist. I mean,
I disagree.
We can, but like, we don't really hold any power because we don't own anything. We don't do anything.
God, I hate that excuse.
We do. We don't own anything. And we're not talking about
such a cop-out.
We're not talking about a barber shop or some bullshit-ass salon. We talking about real power. We talking about politics.
That is not racism. People try and take racism and they want to change the definition. Racism is simply clear. If you dislike someone based off the color of their skin, you're racist. People want to add in, oh, well, you got to have power and shit just so that way they can feel better about hating another race just cause. Like, racism has nothing to do with power. If I look at you and say, you know what, I hate you because you're white, that's racism. Not like, oh, well, I can't hate you because I don't have my own business.
Okay, no. Okay, so this is why people put the power structure into racism, because it's all dealing with like oppression. Not only do I hate you because you're black, but I'm going to keep you out of jobs because you're black. I'm going to make you sit at the back of the bus because you're black. I'm going to make you do all these things because you're black. It's a power structure in behind it. You have to agree with that because if a homeless person that's white call you a nigga, are you really that mad versus your employer that calls you a nigger? Are you going to go sue your employer or are you going to sue the homeless man that called you a nigger?
It's the same to me.
It's the same? No. Like the feeling of it. Do you feel like, damn, this nigga called me a nigger? Are you really, like, if you had to sue someone, are you going to sue your employer or are you going to sue the homeless person? Or are you going to, honestly speaking, me personally, I'm not really worried about the homeless person. Why? Because they don't have no fucking power. You're fucking homeless. Who the fuck are you to call me a nigga? You homeless. I might be a nigga, but you on the street. Now, my employer, that's a little bit different to me because I'm just like, the fuck? Like, you sitting up here employing me, you calling me a nigger, you having me working, it kind of take me back to the slave days. Honestly, like a homeless person.
Working is not slavement. Like,
you don't think working is slavement?
No.
Oh.
How?
You don't think working is slavement?
Okay, so how would you pay for the things that you want in life? Being a slave is doing work for free. You have no say so, no time to when to get up, when to get off. Like,
you do. You do.
Slavery is not.
It's the same thing, bro.
No.
Yeah, it is. Because first of all, money really ain't shit. Money is the middleman. Low key, we supposed to be bartering because let's put it in this sense. And I just want to take it way back. Okay, you said they tell you when to get off, when to go in, where to go, what to do. Ain't that what they tell you at a job? What time you gotta go in Monday? Okay. Or actually you're off because it's Memorial Day.
Okay,
what time you gotta go in Tuesday?
But
tell me what time you gotta go in Tuesday.
Did you decide to go to work? People didn't decide to be slaves.
I mean, honestly, They just really low key had to do it because they was just kind of shipped the fuck up over here.
You don't have to though. But you can literally be like, fuck this job, fuck everything. I'm not going to fucking work. I'm gonna be fucking homeless.
No,
they didn't have like they can't wake up like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck these crops. Fuck this dirt. I'm not motherfucking working.
Okay, but why didn't they dip though?
They were scared.
Okay, and what are people in society scared of right now? Being homeless. Being without food, water.
But that's a choice, though.
That's what they was going to be without.
But that's a choice.
It is. I totally agree with you. But it's a really shitty choice. And if I choose between going to work and being able to feed my family and actually have things and everything, then I'm going to pick this shitty-ass choice rather than this shittier choice of being in a fucking tent in Tent City in Dallas.
Hey, I mean, well, shit.
It's a choice. That's where I agree with you at. Is that it is a choice. Mm-hmm. But which choice are you picking? Are you saying fuck your job? What time you got to go in Tuesday?
No.
And it low key slavery. And this is why I say that it's slavery. It's because for my job, from 12 to finish, that's how much of a slavery contract I got.
You get paid, right?
You get paid, but money isn't really anything. It's the middleman, bro.
It's not anything. Okay, so why do you work there?
It's the middleman because they've created this society where I have to give you a piece of paper to get rice from you or to get water or electricity. When really low key, I could just go work for the electricity man and he would give me free energy. I don't really need the money. Money is the middleman.
Okay, so why haven't you tried that and it's conceded?
Because people value paper. That's what I'm saying. They've created this whole system where they've made money the thing. They've made money the God. You have to have money to live. And I'm not saying that you have to have money. They said it. The governments, the powers to be, the Illuminati, whoever you want to say it. They've created this middleman so that we can never be able to say, because let's put it like this. Let me go back. Okay. Something is only valued out of necessity. So, okay, say I have rice and you have wood. Well, you're hungry and I need to build a house. Okay, so we don't have any money. Say money doesn't exist. What are we going to do? We're going to barter. I'm going to give you some of my rice, and it might actually be unfair. You might give me fucking 20 logs of fucking wood, and I might give you one bag of rice. But at that moment, you hungry as hell. So you don't care how many pieces of wood you got to give me that one bag. Money is the middleman.
But that is how barter system works.
System works when you have a good, I have a good.
In a society
not with money. Money is the middleman.
Where you need those things,
but you
can't look at it as working is like being a slave, because slaves didn't have these type of luxuries that we speak of.
Yeah, but we're working for money to give to the store that we need
for something that you want.
Okay, well, if the store say that money did not exist, and there's a store with a whole bunch of rice, and I need rice, then I should just be able to go to them and say, hey, I'll work for you for 3 hours for one bag of rice. Why do I need money? That's what I'm saying. Money is the middleman. You don't actually need money. You just need the good that the money buys. Well, if money didn't exist, then they would just give me the rice for the work without the money. That's what I'm saying. You don't really need the money. You're working for someone, and then they're giving you paper, and then you're going to somebody else with paper when you could have just worked for that person directly. You could have just worked for them directly.
But if they wanted to have that type of transaction going on, it would still, matter of fact, I'm wrong, it still works today over in third world countries.
What, bartering system?
Yes.
And that's great. That's what we should be doing. Honestly, that's what everybody should be doing.
But why?
Because then it takes the government out of the system. They're controlling us with money. They're controlling us with money because they've placed this fucking money in the middle of us.
But as a business person, if I'm a business person, I don't need you to work for me. I need your money.
No, you don't.
Why don't?
Why do you need? No, you explain to me why you need the money. If okay, what good are you selling? What good are you selling?
I'm selling. Hey, I'm selling rice.
Okay.
If I've been selling rice for wholesale, I would like to think I have enough people that can come here that can work 3 hours for me for a bag of rice. If I'm doing that to you, I'm more likely I'm doing it with other people. So I don't need another individual. What I do need though, I need some bricks that so and so that's like 500 miles away from here. He only takes gold.
Okay.
I don't need no more hands. I have enough hands. I need gold. I need the real price of what I'm selling them for. So that way I can go get something that I can't get from you.
Okay. That's great that you brought up gold because honestly, that's what money is supposed to be transferred into. What we spend today, this money that we have, what do I got in my wallet? This right here is just an IOU. It switched over. The blue notes, remember when everybody was talking about those blue notes, those big face blue notes? This is an IOU. This doesn't hold any type of anything. This isn't federal. This is just an IOU from you to me.
So let me hold it.
I mean, no, because I live in this damn society where money is king. But that's what I'm saying.
But you can't be saying, oh, it's nothing. I say, well, hold on. Oh, well, no, I can't, because, like.
I mean, because, and that's what I'm saying, because this system have created the middleman.
But if you don't honor the system, if you don't care about the system, it shouldn't matter.
No, if enough, I'm alone, I can't do it alone. Alone, I can't do it. Alone, I cannot borrow.
Dealing between me and you, yes, you can.
Exactly.
Because it's a choice, but you're choosing not to.
No, because you don't have enough of the goods that I need. You only have rice. But, okay, say you got rice, Rick Rock got meat, Elliot got gas, Heather got whatever. Then, yeah, we can create a bartering system between each other to survive, but it has to be that. You brought in gold, and I'm glad that you brought in that point because that's what money was supposed to back. That paper money was supposed to back gold. Mm-hmm. But the gold isn't here anymore. Actually, America is broke. So that's why you don't see the blue face hundreds anymore. You don't see blue tender anymore because the Federal Reserve is broke. There's no more gold in it. So what I'm saying, just to bring it back all the way to the point, I just wanted to throw that in there because I just wanted to, bring up the fact that money really ain't shit. It's the middleman in between me and you doing business. Because now, instead of me going to work for you for rice or not work for you, and the bartering system only works when both of you have goods. The bartering system doesn't work if I don't have anything and you have rice. Yes, of course, it's not going to work like that. But if I have something that you need and you have something that I need, then it works. And I think that everybody has something that somebody needs. Everybody has something that somebody needs. Have you ever seen that show on A&E? That bartering show where they start off with like a pencil and then they trade it all the way up? Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you haven't because they took it off the air. Surprise. Because they don't want people to know how to barter. They don't want people to know that money is the middleman. And you take your ass to work for 8 hours a day to get paper, or not even paper no more, just numbers in your bank account. You don't even know if that shit there or not. It's just numbers. Whenever you slide your card, some numbers go off. You can't even physically see that shit. Try to go to the bank and go withdraw all your money. They're going to put I need 24 hours. Why do you need 24 hours? That's something that's already in my bank. I see it. Why can't you just give it to me?
I mean,
that's how I know that money isn't shit.
Well, I was going to give a reason for that, but
why? I want to hear it.
I mean, because by law, you are supposed to keep a certain amount inside the bank. So now let's just say, let me finish. Now let's just say you are at a bank and let's just say they need to have at least 10 million daily by federal law or some shit.
10 million of everybody else's money.
Hold on, let me finish. And let's just say you go there and you pull out, you got fucking $5 million. Okay, I want to pull out all my money. Yeah, granted, I mean, yeah, it's your money. We got to give it to you. But they take you through hoops because by law, they have to have a certain amount in their bank every day.
Why do they have to have a certain amount of money in their bank every day?
Because they're getting like a federal insurance just in case somebody robbed this motherfucker. Okay, like y'all insured, y'all good.
No, it's because they're playing with your money in the stock market. That's why you can't get your money out when they doing it, bro. They're playing with your money in the motherfucking stock market.
I'm not sure that's entirely. I mean, I know that's partly right, but
I see you over there shaking your head, Elliot. Why is it that because maybe you got the answer. Why is it that you can't take out your money that's over $10,000? Why? And speaking to the mic, because I didn't hear you last time speak. I didn't hear it in the earphones last time.
Basically, the way the banking system works is there's like it's based on credit. That's why they have like bonds and stuff. So they like bonds are paying people to keep their money in the bank for a certain amount of time in case somebody like you wants to take it out. So they're paying people interest to keep money in the bank. So that's the incentive to like the interest is the incentive to keep money in the bank, and that is why you got to pay interest, and that's why you can't get it out because there's more demand than supply, but it's all spread out over all these different banks, and every bank has to have a certain amount. So,
okay. So I would like to ask, how does the bank get paid if everybody's putting money into it? Where does the interest come from?
The interest is two different interest rates. You have the interest rate from like the LIBOR. So the banks get a lower interest rate than what they give us. So they give us interest, but they're making money because they get a lower interest rate than they charge us. So that's how they make money.
Okay, so how does the people that make money off the bank making money?
What do you mean?
How does the people, you said that, so basically we keep our money in, they charge them an interest rate. Okay, so the people that charge them an interest rate, how are they getting paid?
That's like the Swiss.
We gotta hook you up to a mic, bro, because we're not gonna hear you.
Well, just repeat it.
He said, "Repeat what I just said." Shit, seems easy.
No, I'm saying we're not gonna hear you because you need a mic because we didn't hear you last time for that little. Okay, so you're saying that I'm not sure if I'm gonna say it right. The lobbyists. LIBOR, they get paid, they charge the bank interest for keeping our money off in the bank. And then that's when I was asking you, how does the LIBOR gets paid?
The LIBOR gets paid, like they basically...
Yeah, thank you.
LIBOR basically gives the bank money. So the bank is LIBOR's customers, like we're the bank's customers.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I got to start this all over. Okay, so how does the bank get paid? Because I'm trailing up to something.
The bank gets paid through interest for people keeping their money in the bank.
Okay.
So they pay you interest for like bonds. So when you get a bond, you have to have your money in the bank for like 5 years, 10 years. That's the thing. You have these.
But how are you getting paid off of money that's just sitting there?
Because
money don't. I mean, you only get 0. What is it, Rick Rock? 0.004,
I believe.
0.04. So that's what we get paid for our money sitting in the bank.
That's for like a savings or a checking.
Okay,
if you're
so
talking about
a
bond, it'll be a little bit higher.
So what is that? What is that?
That
how
might
much
be
higher?
like maybe depending on the type of bond or how long you keep it, like maybe up to 3 to 5%.
Okay, 3 to 5%. So that's where some of the money from the bank come from. Okay, now let's take it a little bit further. This LIBOR, whatever, how do they get paid?
They get paid from the banks because they charge the banks interest to have the money. And the banks turn around and charge you interest to have money, but it's a higher interest. So the banks get like let's say the banks get like a 10% interest for having the money. Then they'll turn around, give you like maybe what you say 0.4 or 0.5 or 5% or whatever. So that's how they get their money.
Honestly, that shit sounds like a pyramid scheme. That shit sounds like a pyramid scheme that, oh, well, I get people to work at the bottom and then they give me their money, and then before they can take their money out, then, you know, we gonna replace this money with this. That sounds like a pyramid scheme. And that's basically what the fuck it is. It's a pyramid scheme.
Hey.
That's why I was trying to get y'all to go to the higher and higher and how people get paid, because that's a pyramid scheme. That's why, low-key, I don't believe in money. I think that people should barter because money is the middleman. I could directly do business with anybody that I need anything with. Like, yeah, I wouldn't have the conveniency of if we just took it way down to, like, caveman days or something where we didn't have automobiles or whatever. Or, okay, well, I ain't going too many places, so I know that I'm going to need food, I'm going to need shelter, I'm going to need water, I'm going to need clothing. Okay, I know somebody over here that has a bunch of animals, sheep. Hey, you know, I got some rice. You need some rice? No? Okay, cool. Hey, but guess what? I do need some wood. Okay, damn, let me go ask Elliot. Hey, Elliot, you know, I got some rice over here. Would you like some rice for a sheep? Yeah, I guess I can. You know, I do need to make some stew later on. Great. Give him the fucking rice. He gives me the sheep. I come back to your ass with the wood, give you the fucking sheep. You give me the wood. That's how bartering works. And we didn't use money.
It's still not going to work here, though.
Why don't you think that bartering would not work? And that's how I know, like...
I mean, yeah, it would
why wouldn't it
absolutely work in the 1800s or some shit like that.
No, I think
but
that
in the year 2021...
You got complacent with your phone, your car, your computer, and everything that you really absolutely didn't need before you even knew that you had it.
Because life is just different. I mean, like, that's like saying,
It's
okay,
really
well,
not.
hey,
They
like...
made it different. They made it different.
It's like, hey, doctor, like, I end up breaking my foot. You know, could you come and, you know, fix my foot and shit? And it's like, okay, what can you barter? And it's like, oh, okay, well, shit, yeah, I just do, I'm a mechanic. And he like, well, shit, I don't drive. So it's like, what purpose or what can you do?
I just explained it. When you don't have something of value that person wants, what is it that you need? Well, I don't have a car, but guess what? I have a horse. So I'm going to need horseshoes coming up for the winter.
But
okay, let me go find some motherfucking body with a horseshoe.
But everybody may not be as resourceful to say, oh, okay, well, if you don't have this, I can get this for you. Everybody ain't gonna be in that pitch green situation where, hey, shit, anything you need, I can get that motherfucker.
No, it's not just pretty much anything that you need that I could get that motherfucker. It's like you said, resources. Look around, find shit, find people that have that shit that you need. And yeah, I mean, at this state and age with technology and the conveniency of everything, it is going to be a little bit harder to barter because people are used to, because things don't run off of, you know, sunlight, and you
can
don't
barter
go to sleep
on
at
a very small scale. Like that's the only truth to light that you just said. Like if you want to do like small shit, like absolutely. So. But if you want to do like some major shit, like I said, like if you need to see a fucking doctor, hey doctor, my auntie, she's having heart problems. You're a fucking doctor. Could we barter some? Okay, like what could you offer this man?
What did he need? I just said it in the beginning of this conversation.
But like I said,
value is based off of your necessity. Because what good is a Ferrari to a fucking homeless man that doesn't have a job or can't afford to put gas in it? If you gave a homeless man a Ferrari, and maybe this isn't the best analogy, but if you gave a Ferrari to a homeless man, and you told him that he couldn't trade it, he couldn't do anything. The only thing that he could do is just have it. You got to find your own gas. You got to find out how to maintenance it and all that yourself. What good is that to him? Wouldn't the food be the better option if he's hungry as fuck?
I just feel it's going to be very hard to be in a situation to say, okay, you give me a Ferrari and I turn around and I give you like a fucking little Hot Wheels.
Not a Hot Wheels, something of necessity. If you're homeless, then most of the time you're hungry, you're cold.
But like I said, if a person is doing something major for you, a person is going to want something of equal or more value.
No, that's how we think because we have money. That's how we think because money has put us on that scale of, okay, $100 bill this is worth 100, this is worth 50, this is worth 20. Money did that to us back then. Money, the real money was out of necessity. The things that you wanted in life had a value by if you needed the necessity in your life.
But it's also about like value. If I'm doing something valuable for you,
okay,
I would like something valuable in return.
Okay, what is but what is value? Because we can say this in my pocket is.
It depends on the person. Like I said, just on the situation. If somebody in your family needed a surgery, in this instance, we're just talking about the doctor.
Yeah.
So surgeries are expensive.
What
can you do for me?
Why are they expensive?
You.
No, I'm asking you a question. Go and take it down the line. Why is they expensive?
Okay.
What? Because of the tools that they use. Because
tools,
of
having other people there, like that stuff is expensive. How much
does the tool cost? Just any one of them that you
to them. It's probably not as expensive. And I agree with that because to me, it's something where I could hurt somebody, fuck up some shit. To them, it's like an artist doing a painting. Like it's levels to that shit. So
how did you how did you value something that's expensive and something that's not?
What do you mean?
Okay, you're saying that, well, this is expensive. What makes it expensive? The things that they're doing, the tools that they have, what makes it expensive? Insurance. Okay, how do you do insurance? What is insurance equated in? Money, right? You got to pay into it with your $100 bill that's made out of the same paper as your $20 bill, that's made out of the same paper as your $50 bill, that's made out of the same paper as your $1 bill. So what's really value? Because the same thing that's made out of the same paper that's made out of $100 bill is made out of the $1 bill. So what's really value?
I mean,
if we're
when you're putting a value on a person's skill.
No, because you're putting the value on the skill, and those people get paid in money. So the $100 bill is, like I said, made out of the same paper as the $1 bill.
But again, as a barter, if I have a certain skill, and we're bartering something, I would want something. I just feel like there are very few situations where you have a person doing something major for one person, and then the other person in return gives you something of lesser value and feel like, okay, that's cool.
It's out of, but that's the thing is that you're seeing it, and I really want to wrap this up because we have more topics, and I'm going to let you get the last word in. But I feel that you're basing, this surgery is expensive. Okay, who told you that the surgery was expensive to begin with? Like, doctors told you why they get paid all this amount of money. They get, they do all of this stuff. And that's great or whatever like that. And I see what you're saying. Like, the skill is outweighing what you're trying to barter from them. Mm-hmm. But it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. Value is based on necessity. And that's as simple as I can put it. Value is based on necessity. If I need it, then it's valuable. If I'm thirsty as fuck in a desert, do I want a fucking Ferrari? No, I want this fucking bottle of water. So which one, society tells me that the Ferrari that's a $100,000 car. I should take this Ferrari, but I'm in the fucking desert and it's hot as hell and I need water or I'm going to die. Well, the bottle of water ain't nothing but $1. So which one is valued? And that's what I mean. Value is based off of necessity. If you need something and we was living simpler lives, we wouldn't need money. We wouldn't need someone to equate something in value through these pieces of paper that is made from the same thing.
Okay, and I just want to say, so we can wrap this up. One, I'm getting kind of hot. Two,
Yeah, it is kind of hot in here, though.
that would be some valid points. What you're saying as far as bartering,
No, I totally get you with the whole doctor analogy.
and I
for
get
real,
what
for
you're
real.
saying, but like bartering would absolutely work if we was in a smaller society, a lot less people. But I feel like we are so far beyond that, unless we're
exactly.
dealing with on a one-on-one basis. Like, hey, Malik, you write pretty good and shit. I need somebody to write for me. You said like you got some family coming over and you need a cook. Yeah, I'm a chef. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it like that. Okay, cool. But in major situations, I don't see that's working because some people may be too valuable in their profession. We feel like no, like I want something of equal value. Like I went to school for this. I sacrificed for this. So I know what I'm doing is worth something. So if you come to me and you need my help, I need something of equal, of more value. Like I didn't go to school for goddamn 12 years and do all this bullshit just to like, hey, I'm your friend. Could you like fix my broken arm and I'll cook your mom dinner? No.
If your mom was starving in the desert, she would take it.
I'm just saying some people in their positions and what they do, they would want something of equal, of more value in return in a barter. That's all. You may have some motherfuckers where they can offer you something where you feel like, okay, like this cool, but other motherfuckers like no, like I need a little bit more than what you offering me for this to work.
I get where you're going with it, but just remember, always at the end of the day, bro, necessity, value is necessity, not the other way around. Money is the middleman, bro. But I get what you're saying with the whole doctor analogy, for real, for real. What else we got on the damn menu? Rick Rock, what have we got? You've been quiet, man. We went through a whole fucking slew without you. No chime in, no nothing. Nah, I feel you. What else we got on this damn menu? The Oklahoma Massacre. It's almost that time of year too, honestly. Somebody just linked in with me about that shit. Talk about, do I want to get on a van and go to Oklahoma? Hell no, I don't even know y'all. And it's $50. And they got the nerve to charge $50 for a van. That's knees and sweat all fucking day. All the way to Oklahoma. Have you ever drove to Oklahoma? That shit like
Yes,
3
I have.
hours.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I go
Yes,
to like
I have.
Durant.
I've been to Tulsa. That's about 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, hell no. See, they were really trying to get me. Oh, my God.
Well, I believe the next topic we were going to talk about was the Tulsa Massacre. I'm going to let Rick Rock take over from here. She found this amazing article that she was dropping some jewels. So take it away.
Okay. So this morning, I was watching that show called The News. And
That show called the news.
it is not news. It is sensationalized.
Hell yeah.
So I, found out, of course, that there was supposed to be a commemorative rally or event in Tulsa for the Tulsa Massacre, which is coming up on the 100th. The centennial anniversary is Monday, Memorial Day. So just to give some background on it for people who may not know, if you've ever seen the movie Greenwood, that is
Yes.
about the Tulsa Massacre, where the story behind it, there is a young black man. Well, there was two sides of Tulsa, and both of them were opulent. You had the white side, you had the black side. Black side was so prosperous that they nicknamed it the Black Wall Street. So there was a black young man who was getting on an elevator with a white young woman, and he tripped. And when he tripped, when we all trip, your hands start flying. So he tripped, and when he tripped, he touched her. She started screaming, and there was another white man who didn't even see the incident, but immediately got on the phone and said, hey, he assaulted her, which back in the day, especially when you're dealing with a black man and a white woman, was immediately equated to rape. So, long story short, white side of Tulsa confronted black side of Tulsa. Black side was like, hey, this is what we're not going to do. Within about 24 to 48 hours, you had the sheriff or law enforcement, along with an angry mob on the white side of Tulsa, decide to go and basically riot and loot and murder, the black residents of Greenwood. And in it, they dropped bombs on Greenwood. And they also, you had one of the saddest things I did here, maybe not sad, just absolutely appalling, because you're talking about critical race theory and how we're raising our children. They actually had children out there murdering people.
This was also, if people didn't know, part of the Watchmen, the series that also took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the beginning of the series is they talked a lot about it. But I just wanted to throw that in there for people that didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the Watchmen series was about that.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, get on. And that's it.
So I'll make my part quick. So there was supposed to be a commemorative event, rally, whatever, in Tulsa this upcoming weekend. It was going to have John Legend and a few other celebrities. So from my understanding, the remaining 3, I believe, survivors and or their descendants were supposed to receive $100,000 to be there, and then they requested that $1 million be donated to their favorite charity. It was on the news this morning that somewhere something got misconstrued, and the survivors are requesting $1 million per person, and then $50 million given to their charity, if you will. The reason why I brought it up was because, one, I felt like in that moment, why are we having another We Shall Overcome rally? Number 2, I feel like whenever these issues come up, we invite the same people to do the same thing, to sing the same song, to have the same message. I also don't feel like it is far-fetched to honor their request. Maybe not $1 million, because I just can't see this commemorative rally bringing in, enough to pay them $1 million per head. But why not more as a form of reparations, if you will? But also then once you give this money, then what are we going to do with it? Are we going to rebuild Tulsa? Or, and that's fine if you give it to the family. But then are those families building generational wealth? But more so, I also wanted to talk about this fact that we keep mourning. We keep mourning, but even when you mourn the death of a loved one, at some point, mourning has to end, and there needs to be some action. There needs to be some healing. And I'm just kind of getting tired of all these kumbaya rallies and messages and protests, but no action. So that's why I brought that up, because honestly, when I saw it this morning, I was like, I didn't deal with this shit. But, but that was it.
So what actions are you expecting?
Well, I would expect, as you spoke about earlier, as far as money is concerned, and not giving not giving all of us a reparations check. I could say, and this is not reparations, just with the last stimulus check, I pay for a membership, the top membership that you can get at Six Flags for my children. Mm-hmm. And, when we had this membership, we've been having it for about 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years ago, it kind of in a way was like only the elite had this membership. Well, we go out there this last time, and we walked in there, I was like, oh shit, it's stimulus check Sunday. Everybody has it. And you see where, unfortunately, our people, we're not really educated about money. So we're pouring it back into the same people who are taking from us. Mm-hmm. As far as action, the best way to to overcome is with financial education, literacy, and power. If we're just continuing to hand out checks and we don't have the literacy, we don't have the wisdom, we don't have the foresight, then it's basically just a waste of a paycheck. Right. So I guess the best action I would like to see is really, so like if we're saying you and I discussed about regentrifying our neighborhoods, well, okay, that's a great thought, but we can't really do anything if we don't have the education and the financial power behind it. So that would be the action that I would want to see. Like, okay, I'm going to give you this check, but I need to teach you what to do with it so that you can then, rebuild our communities and, empower all of us economically. And then maybe people can start bartering.
We ain't gonna need that bartering system if we got all that damn money. But money ain't shit.
I think that the descendants was tripping. They was out of pocket. Like period. Because one, and I only say this if it was like a group or fucking going blank right now. A group that said, hey, okay, like we know the anniversary is coming up. We want to hold a fundraiser, you know what I'm saying? And just because we just want to give y'all a few dollars, you know what I'm saying?
A love offering.
Yeah, like a love offering, like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what happened? You know what I'm saying? We just doing this just cause, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, we can do it. And they're like, you know what? Nah, we need about $1 million. Hold on, we don't even know y'all like that. We just doing it just cause. Like, we not from the same city as you. We ain't in the same district. You need to holler at them. Like, don't come at us if we just doing something just to be good people, show y'all some recognition, and now you trying to twist our arm on some bullshit. Like, no, that ain't gonna how it work. And I feel like a lot of times that happens in that situation where you have people who are just being good people, just want to go give you some give recognition, and then it turns into possibly a situation like this. Like, hey, yo, okay, we'll do it for 100,000. Okay, we'll do it for $1 million. Like, what?
It's one thing that, excuse me, we say in the industry that I'm in, and I'm a licensed insurance adjuster, but you see it so many times, and this is parallel to what you're saying. So someone gets in an accident, you get a scrape on your bumper, you get out the car, your adrenaline's rushing, you're just happy to be alive. And then, you got to,
the fender bender.
No, I mean, you're just happy. You're happy to be alive. So you're, and in most cases, you have a pleasant exchange with this person at the scene of the accident. Just give me your insurance information. Boom. Okay. Then let's say you have an accident tonight. It's 8:30. You're not going to talk to an insurance adjuster until tomorrow morning. Well, what happens between now and tomorrow morning? You call your family, you call mama, you call your friends, you call this, you call that. And then this snowball begins to happen. Well, if I were you, I would get this. And you do know, I went on WebMD, you do know that when you wake up in the morning, you're going to be sore. And you do know that your car will never be set. And you do know, and you do. And so then by the time you talk to me on Monday, your neck, your back, your ACL from college, your big toe, and then and then neck, and some of my hardest cases, if you will, is like I said, it's night, everybody's windows are tinted, and now all of a sudden you got 5 injury cases on passengers, and when you talk to your insured, they're like, nobody was in the car, but we cannot. So this thing begins to roll. I hope that that's not what they did. What would disappoint me, honestly, would be if they decided to let this thing snowball and take out of the pockets of our own people. Like you said, they came in, they tried to do this. I don't know if John Legend and everybody else was I think it was Stacey Abrams, was going to be there for free, but this opportunity is here. I mean, $100,000, I'll take it. But as this begins to snowball, I think it's, if this is true, I think it's really terrible that they would take out of the pockets of our own people.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like if it was like coming from because I I believe I read somewhere this year or last year that there was going to be some city or some county where they was going to start doing reparations and so forth like that. I don't know if it's Tulsa.
It's reparation study, which is a
Well,
bunch of nothing burger.
Well, either way, I don't know, or if even they said they was going to try and give some of the people who went through it some money. Like, if it's them, okay, cool. Try and get as much as you can, because they're with the system that allowed this to happen.
Exactly.
But if they just trying to strong arm some motherfuckers who just came down there and just show them some recognition and shit, like they straight out of pocket. Like they don't let their family members get in their ear and shit. Because if I was John Legend, I would have been like, fuck 'em. I don't owe y'all nothing.
They're just ordinary people.
No. No, fuck it. I don't know how to really low key feel about this because honestly, I would.
Okay. Just found something. He found it for me. So I'm just gonna read this. Chicago suburb to become the first city to give black residents reparations.
Oh man.
Evanston, Illinois approved a measure in 2019 to financially compensate its black residents to address wealth and opportunity gaps from historical racism and discrimination. So yeah,
Is it money? Is it free schooling? Is it free tax? What is it?
No, it's some damn logs for a broken arm.
Man,
They
see.
give them money for house down payments and stuff like that.
Okay,
wanna see that.
So that's
so
real property in a sense.
Okay, I want to see it because if it's just some money, I'm like, they know what the fuck
And
they're
I'm
doing.
moving to Illinois, and we're gonna have to do this virtually.
okay, well, let's see. Just to read a little bit. Under the program's first phase, qualifying residents would get $25,000 to use toward home ownership, home improvement, and mortgage assistance.
Wait a minute, 25,000.
Sounds like what is that? The VA loan? Is that it?
That's not even.
Let me read some more. To qualify, residents must either have lived in or been a direct descendant of a black person who lived in Evanston between 1919 to 1969 who suffered discrimination in housing because of city ordinance policies or practices.
And that's where I got a problem at. Because how do you even prove that? How do you prove that they got discriminated on?
I would say just based off you motherfucking being black during that time.
See, and
Like-
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
just to be completely
You
honest,
can't
I
even
mean,
prove that shit.
because
Like,
because I just feel like during that time, like it's so hard for you not to be that type of person for you to be discriminated against. Like it's 1919 to like
Okay.
now see if we talking about like 2015, 2016, then I'm like, nigga, you just out there selling dope and shit. You don't want to change. But like 1919, like you definitely got discriminated against.
no,
just because you're black.
No, I definitely agree with you that there was definitely discrimination because it's black, but you have to prove it. How the fuck are you gonna prove that?
It was probably in the article I didn't read and see, but I just thought like, yeah, if you was born during that
I'm gonna have
time,
to read
you
that
got
because
a
I'm just
case.
like, we all know, and this is why I get so upset about all of these bills and all of these things that government gives us because they don't even follow their own rules. So what makes you think that they're gonna follow them now? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to prove it. How do you prove that? How do you prove something from 1919 or 19 whatever year the fuck that was?
There was, just to tag on what you just said, there was a podcast, white guy who got in trouble for saying something like what you just said. He was just pretty much like, they did some law where if you was a black farmer during that time and you got discriminated against, you're gonna get the first dibs on like getting some assistance and shit. And the white dude was pretty much like, and he was wrong, but I like, damn, he do kind of got a fucking point and shit. But he was like, so how do you prove that? And I kind of was like, well, yeah, if you was black during that time and you a farmer, yeah, you pretty much got discriminated against because I know like shit, you didn't get first dibs.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if
mean,
you
we
was
got
born in
jacked out of our
1919 and
fucking
shit, like you
40
didn't get first
acres and
dibs
a
on
mule.
nothing good.
We definitely got jacked out of that 40 acres and a mule. So, and that was actually, who was the president that said that shit? Anyways, yeah, like, that's my whole thing with it. How do you prove it? How are we gonna prove that you got discriminated on? I mean, yeah, everybody that was black got discriminated on, but we're talking about a case of trying to prove that you got discriminated because you were black. We know that they put little laws in, they move the goalposts all the fucking time when it comes to reparations or giving black people something. We already know this. So
I got
that's
it.
my biggest thing.
Critical race theory. They're gonna prove it just like that.
Oh man, fuck critical race theory, because I think that it's a really great thing that they should be doing in schools, but I know that they're gonna weaponize it because it's from the government. So I'm just like, no, I'm not jacking that right now. I got to see some more proof. I got to see who's teaching these classes, who's all going to be learning these classes. Is it black people? Is it white people? Like who? It's so many things that I need to know about critical race theory before I just be like, yep, critical race theory. I'm iffy about anything. They weaponize everything. It's like the vaccine. Like, well, you want to go outside? You got to get the vaccine. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you want to go to college and you want to earn a decent living and be successful? You got to get $60,000 worth of debt per year. Like, it's just always something with the government. And that's why I'm just like, please, black people, let's come together, do for ourselves, do for self, because honestly, we really don't need the government like that. Like we think we do. We really don't. We don't.
I feel you.
That was so awkward.
So, see, we're winding down. We should get to our last subject. Last subject of the day.
Man, that was the last subject.
Oh, was it? Okay, well. All right,
Me
then.
and you were fighting about that damn fake ass money for like an hour, bruh.
It's also a motherfucking pleasure each time I connect with you, wonderful ladies, and you, sir.
Yeah, whenever you show up.
That won't happen again. Maybe, possibly. You never know, because life just happens at you full speed.
Oh God, look at this.
Okay.
You remind me of Joe Budden. Just all sleazy and whatnot.
Definitely.
I give you Joe Budden vibe.
Definitely.
So next week we're gonna have an amazing show. I may bring my girlfriend.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The fuck is that show and tell?
No,
I bring my girlfriend. He brings his girlfriend. You bring your man.
Because I want to make it clear,
whoever.
I have a lot of views that my girlfriend would not allow me to have.
Why?
Why? Because like I'm mannish, I own that shit, and I don't hold women to like standard. Like I feel like if you're a queen, I'm a king. Like it ain't no, well, you're a queen and men are just down here. Like I will always fight for a man to be up there with the women.
Oh, so you're like equal.
Yeah, I'm equal, and I feel like you know, this day and age and so forth like this with the whole woman movement and shit is just a lot of just tearing down men and shit. Like men are just the creator of all problems and shit, and women had nothing to do with problems. And I'm just like, no, we wrong, you wrong too.
Just say it. Just say it.
Like if men wrong, there's equal blame in this world. It ain't just all men, and I'm just a guy like, no, you women, y'all guilty too. That's all.
Just say it.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I want to hear what you guys say.
There's
I was about to get spicy.
Surprisingly,
like a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
what I will say, and I'm done.
Mic drop.
Number one, I don't like you.
I can be honest. I don't give a fuck.
Number two.
But you know that though.
Number two, I can attest to that. I will agree. I will agree with you that there's two sides to the coin. Again, the best way that I finally was able to describe my divorce, you know, when I had some awakening and got rid of some of the pity party, was like we both were really effed up towards each other. You know, I did my dirt, he did his dirt, and so if you take that and you know take it out there socially and nationally and internationally and in different arenas, then yes, I mean, I will agree with that. Now to what extent, and we may have differences on different topics, but I do, just like I told you, just like we agreed last week with the Joe Budden thing, there may have been when, you said he grabbed on her and called her a bitch. She may have given him permission to do that and then turned around and said, don't do it. I've seen it happen. So I can agree with that. We'll just have to, see what your subtopics are.
Absolutely.
Please, next week, I really want to touch in on that because I feel like we got a good amount of men here, a good amount of women here, level-headed. Let's get into that next week.
No problem.
Absolutely. And once again, this is your boy Malik Anthony, a.k.a. the Devil's Advocate.
Oh, I'm Ricky.
And this is Crowder. You can reach all of us at our Instagram, Facebook page, our personal pages, and all of that will be in the description of the YouTube comments and on our Facebook page. We out.
Gang, gang.
Gang.